Hey techies, welcome to Tech City. Today we're learning about JavaScript promises. The first thing you want to know is that JavaScript is synchronous by default. That means that operations happen one at a time, one after the other. So if these were children in a line getting ready to get to their teacher, then the first kid would get first, the second child would be second, and so on and so forth. So in our code, it looks something like this. If we have three console.log statements, the first one's going to be printed first, then the second, then the third, because JavaScript is synchronous and things happen one after the other. But asynchronous operations are also possible. That's when things happen in their own time and return results only when they're done. This means that things might not always happen in order. Let's take a look. Going back to our previous example, let's say that the child in the middle is ready in 3 minutes only. That means that he's going to end up getting to class only when he's ready. So whoever is ready before him will end up going, and by the time he's ready, he'll take whatever spot is available for him. Asynchronous operations won't always tell you that they're actually async. So a set timeout is an asynchronous operation in JavaScript, and even if you put it before the third console log, like in our example, you're going to still get the result you want after 3 seconds. So the order is going to be disrupted here. That's why sometimes handling the results of asynchronous operations is sometimes tricky, because we might end up putting the cart before the horse. That means we might end up trying to use values that haven't arrived yet or that are not ready to be used. Let's say we want to build an app that grabs the user's name from the database in order to greet them with hi name. Okay, so the first thing it's gonna do is call the getNameFromDB function, store the result of that operation in the name variable, and then use that variable in order to show the greeting in a different function. But what happens? Why is our user getting a hi undefined? That's because the first operation is actually asynchronous. A lot of times when you're getting things from an external API or database, the operation is asynchronous. So it means that show greeting doesn't have any greeting to show. There's a problem because we're trying to use results from an asynchronous operation, which will take some time, inside of a synchronous operation, which runs immediately. Ideally, this is what we want. We want to get the user's name from the database, and then, and only then, do we want to greet them. We can do this very easily by using promises. Promises are used for a bunch of other things, but here I'm explaining how they can be used with asynchronous functions. So what happens is that we convert our code into a promise. We say get name from DB, then, and only then, use the result, and then show greeting with that result. And if there's any error, go ahead and catch it. This is the syntax of a promise. So what you see is that there's a promise, there's a dot then, inside of that there's a callback with the result argument. You do whatever you want with the result, and if there's any error, you can handle it in the catch block. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If this was helpful, please share and follow me at Brina's Code. Bye!